So, it's been a while since the World Junior Summer Showcase in Plymouth, Michigan ended off. We'd been making a few videos just talking about the tournament, mostly because the American defenseman Lane Hutson was going out there and doing some incredible things, but what I also wanted to do was talk about the goaltender of Team USA White and just kind of go over a little bit of a deeper dive. Today we are talking about American goaltender Trey Augustine. Now, this is the second time on the channel we are making a video about him because last time we had spoken about this player, it was during the 2023 draft. He was taken as the 41st overall pick in the second round by the Detroit Red Wings, and because we got a lot of lovely Red Wings fans on the channel here, I thought it would be nice to dive deeper into what this player is all about, especially in the coattails of this tournament. So, just to get the report out of the way here, Trey Augustine is 18 years old, 6'1", 190, left-handed catching goaltender out of South Lyon, Michigan, and as you can notice, he's already a pretty small goaltender. I mean, 6'1", 190, you normally see goalies be a lot taller than that, but Augustine has still been able to make it work despite the smaller frame. Last season, he played for the US NTDP, having a .926 save percentage in 33 games played and a .213 goals against. His record was amazingly good, 29-1-2, but that's because the NTDP is the NTDP, and they win a lot of games all the time. He also split some time internationally with both the World Under-18 USA squad and the World Juniors USA squad. Of course, his numbers were a lot better at the U18 level, .934 save percentage, .161 goals against, and he was undefeated. At the World Juniors, though, he had an .891 save percentage, .285 goals against, a lot worse on paper, but his record was still good too, a 4-1-0 showing over there. So, all things considered, the fact that he was even playing for Team USA at the World Juniors with other guys that are 18, 19, 20 years old in some cases even, it's a pretty good step up. But we recently had ourselves the World Junior Summer Showcase, which, as we had said, took place in Plymouth, Michigan. He played for Team White USA, and unfortunately his numbers weren't amazing. If you take a look at the goaltender stats here on the website, Trey Augustine had 3 games played, he had 39 shots against, 5 goals against, and so his goals against average was 3.19. His save percentage was .872, and you could see that he kind of ranks in the middle to bottom half of the goaltenders that suited up in this tournament. Yeah, not necessarily the greatest showcase, but with this opportunity in Plymouth, we had ourselves a few interviews done that go out there and illuminate what the path is for this guy, as well as talk about his strengths. Let's talk about the scouting reports before we go over to the comments here. This is what Trey Augustine's Elite Prospects Guide piece says. Augustine has an excellent technical foundation. Whether you're talking about his post-sealing ability, hinge as he rotates, or the strength he has as he pushes off the post, he ranks high in every regard. Augustine is also a wizard on jam play with below-the-puck goal line movement. He also has incredible net awareness, the ability to always know where the frame of the net is, and hit his spot when retreating back to the post. That was from the Elite Prospects 2023 Draft Guide. You also had yourselves the Dobber Prospects Report. This is what they say in their fantasy summary. Trey Augustine is a technically sound and composed goalie who is fluid in his movements. He'll need to improve his tracking abilities, but he does have the tools to become a quality NHL netminder. There are some more reports that are pretty deep on this guy, like the one written by Colin Hunter in December 2022. An early frontrunner for my favorite goalie in this class, Trey Augustine is almost everything a goalie coach hopes to achieve in their athletes. He had been on fire to start out the 2023 season, and as a reward, he was given a B rating by NHL Central Scouting on their preliminary list, and was the only 2005-born goalie to be invited to Team USA's World Junior Camp. Despite only being 6'1", Augustine's mechanics and composure make him both a top goalie in his league and a promising prospect. Every time I watch Augustine, I'm immediately reminded of what makes him special. In a class of highly technical and composed goalies, Augustine is second to none in those aspects. His movements are fluid and his body remains compact, taking the most efficient routes to get to his pucks. He tracks the puck well, transitioning between techniques with ease. Most notably to me, his glove positioning is excellent, consistently attacking outwards and catching or deflecting pucks out in front of his body. His upper body and feet are exceptionally quiet, with very little unnecessary movement. I appreciate his ability to make smart choices on standing versus RVH decisions, and I think that it serves him well, allowing him to aggressively gain depth or seal the ice where necessary. My criticisms of his game are not minor, however. Augustine has struggled with rebound control in my viewings, particularly on shots to his lower body. While he does have his strong recovery abilities and it leads well with his gloves to mitigate the danger of rebounds, unnecessary chances can be fatal at higher levels of hockey. Further, his anticipation and processing abilities have not stood out to me in my viewings. While his lateral quickness is solid once in motion, he seems to pick up passes a split second later than some of his peers, which once again could cause issues as he advances levels. To summarize, Augustine is an incredibly technical goalie who thrives on control. He has performed at an exceptionally high level thus far, and should be one of the first goalies taken in the 2023 draft. Yeah, see, I told you Colin Hunter did a good job. That's a really good, detailed report. Meanwhile, the reason we're actually making this video is because of an article published by Bob Duff earlier last week on August 3rd. Common Nature and the Net, that is prospect Trey Augustine. Now, the article goes over some quotes. I wanted to read those here for you here. Trey Augustine explained of his net mining style. I just kind of take it one play at a time. You can't really control what's going to happen out there. I think that's a big part of what I'm trying to do. Just focus on the next play, the next opportunity, that I have to make a positive impact on the game. Now, if you notice, that's actually exactly addressing what it was that was written about Augustine in the scouting report on Dobber Prospects, how his processing speed is not really the fastest, how his anticipation have not stood out too much, his lateral quickness, his technical skills, just what he does when he knows he's facing a shot. These are all really good aspects to his game. He just kind of has to get his mind working a little bit quicker to anticipate plays more efficiently. So, hearing him go out there and say that he's trying to work on that next play, next opportunity, that's a pretty good sign. Being level-headed also kind of helps me stay even keel throughout the whole game as well. He also talks about his own size and how this might hold him back, or how he has to play differently because he's only 6'1". I'm obviously going to have to play a little bit different than certain other guys they have, he said of the other Red Wings goalie prospects, so it's finding ways I can play farther out in the crease and present myself as being as big as some of the other guys. That's a really big part of it. Steve Yzerman goes out there and says, in regards to Trey Augustine, he's a very competitive goalie. It kind of sounds silly, but he looks really good in the net. He moves well, his positioning is good, he is a competitive kid. And so, heading into next season, Trey Augustine is going to be suiting up for the Michigan State University NCAA team, so we'll see how exactly he does in the college scene. Of course, it's Michigan State, it's right in the Red Wings' backyard, so if you are a Michigan hockey nerd, then hey, it's right there. Sure, it's not the University of Michigan, but we'll have to make some sacrifices where we can, right? Either way, though, for Trey Augustine, he definitely has the athleticism, he has the tools, he has just the proper procedures locked down. He knows where his net is, he knows where the posts are, he knows how to use everything to his advantage. It's just processing speed. Being able to acknowledge where the puck is going to go, read a play as it's happening in front of you, those are the types of things that he's going to have to develop in the NCAA. And realistically, I mean, he was already the Team USA World Junior Summer Showcase goalie, and he already played for Team USA at the World Juniors last year, so heading into next season, I would not be surprised if at 18 years old, he is the main USA guy once again. We'll see how exactly camp goes on when the World Juniors come and go in July, but for now, Trey Augustine has a pretty good resume heading into next season. We just have to wait and see what he does at the NCAA level. But for now, World Juniors, World Junior Summer Showcase, U18 squad, it's all in the books, and Trey Augustine is looking like a pretty good goaltending prospect from the looks of things, already second in the team's depth chart, I would say, behind Sebastian Cossa. So, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. How do you feel about Trey Augustine, the way the Red Wings have talked about this guy, how he's shown off so far at different international tournaments, and what you're expecting out of him in 23-24? Do you think he eventually becomes an NHL goaltender? He's only 6'1", so there definitely is a lot more work to be done there, but his athleticism, his tools, his work ethic, it's all indicative of a top goalie prospect. Just how far is that going to take him? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I hope you enjoyed this video, and bye.